Hey everybody. First thing I need to do is a sound check. Can you hear me? Use a heart to let me know. Send me a heart if you can hear me. Thank you, Math Geek, for becoming a member. Hi, Linda. Hi, Lori. Hey, Denise. Can y'all hear me? Hello. All right. Good, good, good. I was getting a little concerned there for a minute. Okay. All righty. So I'll give it a couple seconds and then I'll tell you what we're going to do. So, yeah. Hang on 1 minute, please. Okay. How is everybody today? Okay, so if anything goes wrong, I'll try to keep an eye out on the screen so I can see what's going on. So welcome everybody to my channel, Greenland Quilter. My name is Katy, and tonight we're going to do a sew together, I hope. I'll be walking you through what the plan is, and I'll start out by saying that I'm going to do this in parts because I'm not sure how many is going to actually sew and who won't. You're welcome. Happy I can support you. Thank you so much, Math Geek. Hi, honey. Hi, Lori. All right. So the plan is that we are going to um, use, I'm going to use charm packs, but I gave everybody the option of they could use a layer cake, back quarters, charm pack, or I realized when I was writing the manual, the text instructions for it, that you could actually use a jelly roll if you wanted to. So, hi, Joe. Uh, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to get started on this. And I'm a little, okay, here we go. All right. So this is the charm pack I chose to use for this sew along. It's called Flutter and Shine, and I had two of these um for a long time. I hadn't used them, and so for the so long, this is what I'm going to use. And I took out. I've already cut all of one set of charm pack and have it prepped, but I'm going to walk you through cutting this one. Just that I have three charms or yeah charms squares in three different colors, and I'm going to cut them and then show you what you're supposed to do when you sew it together. And then I'll get to sewing after that. So let me go ahead and get the cutting board out along with the rotary cutter. And I'm gonna try to cut it right here where you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And I basically am just gonna line up all the squares so that make sure they're all sitting flush to each other so that I can cut them all at once. Now, if you're not brave enough to cut them all at once, that's okay. You can cut them whatever makes you really comfortable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this 5-inch square in half, which will give you 2.5-inch rectangles. Okay. I'm going to cut those in half. And then I'm going to set, I'm going to set one set aside because I'm going to leave those intact. So you're going to have 2.5 by 5. Okay. And on the other ones, since this one came apart, you're going to cut them again into 2.5. So you'll end up with 2.5 on the second set, like this. Okay. Let me get the other two cut. And then you're going to also need background, which I mentioned in the information I put on my community tab, and I also posted it in the Greenland Quilter group. You're going to need 2.5 by 1 inch strips, and you're also going to need 5 inch by 1 inch strips, because you're going to put the 5 inch 1 inch strip down here on the bottom. So what I'll do is I'm going to take this one out, okay, and then I'm going to take one turquoise, and I'm going to take this directional pink, and then I'll get the strips. So I have already pre-cut the strips. Hopefully I'm doing okay. Yeah, you can just use one. So I don't know exactly what, because I have never done this before and I'm doing it out of my head. So one charm pack for right now is good enough, because I'm not exactly sure when we finish doing the 42 blocks, what size you're going to come up with, because we're going to do 42 of these blocks, and then we're going to, on part 2, when we start part 2, we're going to cut sashing that's going to go in between each block, and you're going to have what you're going to get math wise is you can either do your quilt top 6 wide by 7 long, or you can do 7 wide by 6 long. So I'm going to do it by 6 wide by 7 wide. I mean 7 long. And then when we get the sashing on it, then we'll know how big, if we want to, if we need to make it bigger, if you're going to be satisfied with just a small throw, a little small lap quilt or something, because I'm still trying to learn the math. So here is a 1 inch by 5 inch strip that I'm going to use. And then you're going to only need, for each block, you're going to need 1 inch by 5 inch strip, and you're going to need only one of this 2.5 by 1 inch strip. And then what you're going to do is you're going to, hang on a second, I need to take this stuff off. I'm going to put it on the design board so you can see what it's going to look like. I'll come back and get this other stuff later. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this so you can see what it's going to look like. So you're going to, for what I've been, what you could do now is you can go ahead and pre-cut the whole entire charm pack, okay? As you're cutting it, make sure you set aside each set that you cut. Make sure you set one set aside that you're not going to cut again, and set the other side, because you are going to cut them again. So you're going to have 2 piles basically. One's going to be just 2.5 by 5, and the other is going to be 2 sets of 2.5 by 2.5. And then when we get ready to sew these together, you're going to put the first strip here underneath the 2.5 by 5. Then you're going to put your 2.5 on, underneath it. Now, keep in mind, we haven't sewed this together yet. Sorry, excuse me. And you're going to put this shorter strip in between. And then what you want to do is you're going to want to sew this together first, and then sew this one side to the strip, and then join the other side to the strip. And then you're going to have 2 rectangles that you're going to sew together as one whole unit. Okay. Hang on a minute. What am I talking about? I'm not even doing it. I have 3 coasters to finish, and then I am on an enforced sewing break with my cutting table turns into wrap central. Oh, you're making presents. Interesting. Well, you don't have to sew. Just you can hang out and sew whatever you want to sew. I was just trying to give y'all something. Well, maybe we can sew together if you want. It's up to you. The idea is we're just sewing together, even if it's not what I'm sewing, but you're sewing something you want to sew. That's fine. Let's just sew together because sewing together makes us stronger together. So that's the whole theme of this is as we sew together, we're being together, and that makes us stronger sewers together because we're enjoying each other. So I need to make this font a little bigger where I can see it. I think I like the idea too, it's a simple little pattern. It's not too, especially since I'm so new to doing lives and sewing. It'll keep it simple for a little while. And as I get better at doing this, I'll advance on things we can make together. But for right now, I just want to keep it simple until after I get back from QuiltCon. So anybody have any questions so far they want to ask? Okay. I need my husband in here to come entertain you guys while I sew. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sew on this first strip. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, shit. Hold on, you guys. I'm having a technical problem. Something happened. Sorry about that. Did the video stop because I knocked myself off? I hope not. Hi, Mona. What kind of machine do I use? I use a Janome 6700P. My husband bought it for me for Christmas. I think this I think this is either the third year with it or the fourth year with it. And I really love it. It's not very noisy, so I don't have to wear earplugs when I'm using it. And so far, it has been a gem to use. I mean, I've had absolutely no, I can't really complain about it. The only thing about it that I wish I, knew more, because right now I'm probably only using like 30% of what the machine is capable of doing. And yeah, and I'm hoping over time maybe I can find an online way of taking classes so I can learn the high precision part of the machine because they say once you switch over to the HP end of this Janome, you never want to go back to the regular settings again because it keeps your sewing very accurate. So what I'm doing here is I'm turning the two fabric pieces face to face. And then I'm going to sew them together using your 1/4 inch seam allowance. So don't forget to do that. And basically, we're not looking for perfection here. What we are looking for is consistency. So that's all that really matters when you're sewing is you stay consistent. So whatever style of sewing you do, you keep doing that, and your quilt will come out just fine. I've also learned that if you should really try to keep your whatever you're starting your piecing on, whichever machine you're using, you should try to stay with that machine, because I've discovered that no machine sews the same. So if it looks like I'm not looking at the camera, it's because the camera's here and my machine's here. So it may look like I'm looking that way. Sorry about that. But I can see the chat. And then what I'll do when I get done sewing this first seam, I'm going to press it. There's something on this fabric. Okay. I'll press it open. Well, after I get part of the other one sewn together anyway. So we're going to do that. Can y'all see the machine okay? Can you see what I'm doing with the sewing? Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and join this first piece to the center piece. Okay, let me go ahead and press these. I'm sorry you can't see what I'm doing. As most of you know, I've had to move to the living room because my sewing room's not been fixed yet. So we have migrated what I can to in here. So my space is limited on what I can have in here. So it's kind of hard to fix the ironing station where you can actually see it. So I'm sorry about that part. But you'll be able to see what I did. Okay. We got that piece pressed. Now I'm pressing the second piece. So while you're waiting to see what I'm doing, can y'all tell me what you're working on? Let's try to keep the chat running here. Sorry. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I've already sewn the center on this piece, okay? So that's done. So now what I'm going to do, I've sewn the center on this one. Now I'm going to join this one. And you can choose which way you want, because since this is directional, you notice the lines of, you can either sew it this way or you can sew it this way. It depends on how you're going to set this block when you start putting them in each row. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this one vertical, and because you're going to rotate these blocks, every other block is going to get turned like this. And so I'm going to make this one sit vertical. We all have to work as best as we can with our own circumstances, Katie. You are all good. No worries. Thank you, Kelly. Hi, Vera. Hi, everyone. I'm listening in while I'm quilting on a baby quilt. I have you on my television, so I may not be responding, but enjoying listening. Thank you. I'm just watching and taking notes as I'm a visual learner. Yeah, me too, Denise. So if there's some part of what I say doesn't make sense, please let me know, okay? And I will back up and go through it. I did post written instructions also, but I didn't make any pictures, but I could make pictures if you need me to. What did that look like it was working for? Oh, okay. Okay, so now I'm going to press this one open so that I can sew the two together. And what I did is I'm pressing my seams to the, I meant to mention that something that Brandy of Quilt on Fire mentioned that sometimes judges look at it. I'm not putting a quilt in a quilt show, but I think this is really good information that some of us don't know. Is one of the reasons they ask you to press to the dark side is, some say, the seam, it makes the seam hold better. But another thing is judges, when they're looking at a quilt, and they see a shadow on a white part of something where you've pressed the seam toward this side where you can see the shadow, sometimes some judges don't like to see that. Now, I don't know what difference it makes, but I guess it depends on what type of show you're at when they're doing that kind of thing. So now this is what it looks like, and this is what the back side looks like. And as you can see, I pressed them to the colored side instead of the white.
Did you see Laura's question? She
No,
was asking you what kind of music machine you use.
Yeah, I told her, can you hang out in here with me? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew this one to this one. So you're going to turn face to face and then line them up on each end. Make sure that you've got both ends even together. I'm going to use pins to make sure that it doesn't move. I'm a pin user still because I'm not confident not to do that. So when it comes to putting multiple pieces together to make sure that they all line up properly, I'll use pins. Now, if it's just sewing two pieces of fabric together, you know, where you're not joining something else to that, then I don't use pins. It just depends on the circumstances. Okay, now I'm going to sew this part together. Okay, now I've sewn it together. I'm going to trim it up a little bit, and then I'm going to go press it, and then I'll show it to you. Now, if you want to press with your seams open, that's quite okay too. I normally do press with seams open, but I just wanted to try to see if I could do at least something without doing that and see how it turns out. We'll see if it's the same, if my style of sewing is the same, or if it makes it better or makes it worse. And then I like to use a roller. I don't know what you call this thing, but I run it over the, especially where there's more than two seams. I like to put it over there to try to flatten it a little bit. There is no starch on my fabric. I can't, well, one, I can't buy starch, and I do have some Best Press small bottles of it, but it seems to trigger my asthma, so that's a problem. So here is the finished block. See? That's all we got to do. And that's what we're going to do with part one. We're going to make 42 of these. And then when I come back for the next Saturday sew, we're going to put sashings, and I'll be writing instructions on what size the sashing needs to be. And I'm debating, I do have a question. We're going to put these rows together horizontal. So that means that the sashings that are going to go in between here are going to be the length of the block. And since I'm going to do 6 across and 7 down, I was thinking maybe if you guys wanted to get energetic, we could also take, when we do the horizontal sashings, we could put little cornerstone blocks in between each set. What do you think about that? Would y'all like a little more technical, or do you want to just do plain a big long strip of sashing? Which would you prefer? Because I'm game for either way. We can keep it simple and not put those little tiny blocks in between each uh, joint. Hi, June. Hi, Nancy. I'm so glad y'all are here. Thank you for coming and supporting my channel. Also, for you guys, my super chat and everything's been I'm not asking for money, but I'm just letting you know if you want to. There's super chat, super stickers, and something else. I don't know what. I forgot to mention it. It's been up and running for about a month. I'm just a little reluctant to bring it up. Or you can become a little $1.99 member and get some cool little emojis. So here's the finished block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start. I have already, like I said, done some pre-stuff already. So now I'm going to start sewing blocks together. And then I'll show you the blocks after in a little while of how many I got. Nice block. Are the pink and light blue background? Yes, it was part of the whole charm pack. So what I did is I cut the whole 42 squares from the charm pack, and this pink and blue here, that's part of it. The only part, the background I'm using is this white hashtag or whatever. No, X's. That's what they're called. Maybe it's called cross stitch. Anyway, I think the white is the Lori Holt stuff. I just found an ideal background color in my stash. So super excited. Oh, cool, Math Geek. That's great. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over the blocks that I had already started prepping. And I'm going to set this one aside for right now. And I'm going to go ahead and start sewing on this part. And I tend to, I don't know, I'm probably going to, thank you, Joe. I'd like to, so I have the long strip sides done, this side. So now I have to sew the centers together. So what I might do is what do you call it? Chain stitch, maybe. I haven't decided. So we could put this one here. I think that goes here. Nope, that yellow goes here. Okay, so this is the first one. Or I might not chain stitch because I'm gonna get myself confused. Okay. I'm having lots of empty space here, babe. You know, silence.
Yeah.
Can't play music because they'll demonetize you. But I'm not fully monetized either. So there's that. Okay. Okay, baby. I think my heart light's gonna come and help. Hi, Joy T. How you doing? So all of you that just came in, can you tell me what you're working on currently? Share with us what you're working on. I really need to figure out how to get my iron on my right side. Okay. Hi, Glenda. Thank you for coming. If I missed anybody, hi. I'll get where I can multitask better, I hope. I'm hoping anyway. Let's see here. This is upside down. Okay. And like I said, I use pins for this long part so I can make sure I get everything lined up properly. Working on a Disney princess for my great-granddaughter. Nice. Tomorrow is my oldest granddaughter's birthday. She turns 12 years old tomorrow. And me and Nikolai are going to go live with them on probably Messenger more than likely. And we're going to go outside and we're going to shoot off a battery. We have a battery of fireworks. If you don't know what a battery is, it's this box and it has a bunch of fireworks in the box. It's like what you see cities and stuff using in the US. And you just light one once and it takes care of the rest and it shoots them off in a timed event. And we're going to shoot it off in honor of her birthday. Because when she was born, we shot off fireworks. So now 12 years has gone by. I would like to do this with solid squares and black sashing to make it look like, hey, yeah, that'll work. You choose whatever you want to use. I just picked up a cup. I just thought I would use some of these charm packs I've had these two for a long time, I think. And they were protected from the glass, so I didn't have to worry about glass being a problem. Because I'm basically working out of containers that were covered that didn't get anything in them. Hi, Teresa. I am working on a cute little block using charm packs and I don't know what you call the center things, but this is what it looks like, Teresa. So I used 5-inch charm pack and then I subcutted it in 2.5 inches by 5. And then I set aside one side and I took the other side and then I subcutted the other side into 2.5. And then I'm using a 1-inch by 5-inch strip for the long part, the rectangle. And then I'm also using 1-inch by 2.5 to go in between the two 2.5-inch block or squares. So that's what we're making. And I'm making 42 of these. And then when I have the next Saturday sew, we'll be working on putting sashing in between the 6 blocks. And I'm going to do 6 by 7. So we'll end up with 6 or 7 rows. And then depending on how long it takes me to do that while live, we'll see whether we are going to do a part 3 or not. Hi, Joyce. Thank you for coming. I'm good. I'm a little nervous because this is the first time sewing by myself. So, it's interesting, especially because I feel like I have too much dead space. Maya says she is cutting 5 by 5 squares for the Tiffany, My Quilting Life Weave It pattern, the last of a fast quilt, then on to the long arm, the last Christmas gifts. Oh, nice. Thank you, Teresa. So that's what I'm working on. I'm going to do 42 of these blocks. Let's see if I can't move my ironing station closer. We've kind of had to move things around so that I could get, what I need to sew in here. That's been interesting because half the living room is plants. So that's why this is such a small area, because I have plants in the rest of it. Just can't take the gardener out of me. Okay, so here's the next block. So see how that looks? The tree is decorated now and I have to vacuum up fir needles. Oh, awesome. Hi, Tangle Zest. It's good to see you. I am cooking an apple pie and trying to figure out why my iron is not working at this plug. Did I blow a fuse? That's interesting. This here iron, when it goes into this red flashing mode, it's like it tells it to go to sleep. And then the only way I haven't figured out any other way to wake it up except for to unplug it and plug it back in. Did you have a picture window break? No, it was just a really big window that broke. We have really large windows in this house. They're like maybe 30 inches by 54 inches, something like that. They're really big windows. And fortunately for me, it could have been much worse because I had this vinyl what do you call it? Vinyl privacy?
Yeah.
And it uses static electricity to stick to your window. And I had half the window covered in it. So people who are walking by our house couldn't see inside the house because I didn't want to put curtains up. And so fortunately, when most of the glass that got blown out was above that. And I can't even comprehend what that would have been like if that hadn't have been on there to stop the rest of it from shattering. I mean, it's broken. It just didn't get blown out like the top half did. So anyway, I'm pressing right now with just a little roller wheel, and then I will press with the iron in a couple minutes. I have to vigorously shake my iron when it falls asleep. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe that's the problem. Love the block. Looks like the next for me or catch up with everyone else. Okay, sounds good. So now I'm going to go to the next block. Are you? Okay, now we're some Legos.
Yeah. Let's dismantle these that I built first.
Okay, I need to have these where I can see them good. What do I do with that next one? So we got the. So I'm just going to be rotating colors. I like it too. You know, I've had these two charm packs for a long time and I couldn't decide what I wanted to do with them. You know, I was hemming and hawing around like, I don't want to cut it because I don't know what I want to do with it. But then that doesn't make sense to just keep sitting on it and doing nothing with it. And I thought, well, let's just use it for my little sew along. And it's a simple project and people, even if you don't start today, you can still have the chance of catching up because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to finish this in one night. I sew too slow and I talk too much. So, and I don't want to have total dead silence where you guys fall asleep on me. That's why I need a partner in crime. Yeah, great. That's right. Great scrap busting. Are you going to turn the camera on? Do you want to get on Zoom or no? Huh?
No.
Okay. So my heart light's on the other side. Oh, so somebody who doesn't know what happened on my sewing room. Wow. Lori, we had a bad windstorm and I was asleep when this happened and the wind was like a hurricane, but the wind was coming from the south. So we were getting big gusts of wind and I was jarred awake by what I thought was a bomb had gone off and the dogs were going crazy. And when I thought I heard, my brain kind of thought it heard glass breaking. And but when I walked out in the hallway to see what I thought that the front door glass had been broken, that maybe the roof had come off or something because the storm was shaking the house. And when I walked out in the hallway, I'm standing there like, that's strange. There's no broken glass. And I looked out the front door window and everything looked fine out there. And then I felt this breeze go by my face and I could hear wind, but I hadn't comprehended what had happened. So I turned around and I'm looking into the sewing room and I see things flying through the air, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I walked in the room barefooted, you guys, because I didn't know, I still wasn't, my brain still hadn't told me that a window had been blown out. And when I walked into the room and I heard something crunch underneath my feet, I'm like, uh-oh. And I looked down and there was glass on the floor. So when I looked, I saw that the top half of the window had been blown out, and there was this wind coming through the sewing room, and it had picked up all of my fabric, and everything that was loose that I had been working on was flying through the air at the same time. And so I went back to the hallway, closed the sewing room, and got my phone and sent a message to Nikolai because he was in port. And I said, honey, something's happened. The window's blown out. He says, what do you mean it's blown out? And I told him, I said, I don't know what's happened. I'm on my way out the door to see what had happened. What had happened is the neighbor has a trampoline that she did not have fastened to the ground. And the wind picked up her trampoline and slammed it into the side of our sewing room wall. And it blew out the window. And it also punctured, put a hole in the siding outside of the wall. Only I didn't see the hole with the siding. It literally, it damaged the framing that you normally would set the whole window in. It damaged that framing. It damaged the framing on the window itself. It shattered the window, and all the glass went flying into the sewing room all over everything I have. So that's what happened. One window, one big window. And it was all because of a neighbor's negligence. I mean, we live in a country where we get what they call it's called a foehn wind, which normally comes from the north. And it's like having a hurricane because that's how bad the wind is. And it can blow for days. And this wind that we were having from the south had been going on for several days in a row. And she's been born and raised in this country, so she knows how the wind is. And the fact that she didn't have her trampoline fastened down was just bad. Yeah, her insurance is supposed to pay for it. We're waiting to hear. We still haven't heard anything back on that part. We've had contractors over here. We're waiting on a price of what it's going to cost. We did ask them what the price difference would be for just closing in and turning it into a closed wall where there's no window at all, which would prevent any more catastrophes of breaking windows, from that side of the house. And so we're waiting to hear back from that. And yeah, it's traumatizing, you guys. Very traumatizing. The dogs have been a little weird since it happened. Here's the next one. So anyway, her insurance is supposed to pay for it. And if it doesn't, we're supposed to report it to the police. And the police department is going to make sure she takes care of footing the bill. Because it's her fault. Welcome back, Kelly. I was stitching till people decided they were hungry. I know the feeling about that. Okay, so now I'm going to start on the next block. It's going to seem like I'm using the same thing, but I'm not. These rectangles, I cut, I cut them in the order that they were in the charm pack. So it may seem like I'm cutting the same thing over and over again when I'm not. Okay. What size are the strips? The strips are, you're going to need 42 1-inch by 5-inch strips, and you're going to need 42 1-inch by 2.5-inch strips. So you basically, if you use yardage, you can cut 9 1-inch strips, and then you're going to take 3 of those strips and you're going to cut them into 2.5-inch strips. And then you're going to take the other 6 and subcut those into each strip. Okay, let me back up a minute. I'm making these little blocks, Joy.
It's going.
Hi, Fallon. And this is another one. So I'm going to be making 42 of these. Back to the strips. You need to cut 9 1-inch strips. Then you're going to take 3 and separate it from the rest. And you'll have 6 strips and 3 strips. On the 3 strips, you're going to subcut those 3 strips into 2.5-inch strips. So so the rectangle will be 1 inch by 2.5. On the other 6, each strip will give you 8 1-inch by 5-inch strips. So cut all 6 of those 5 inches, subcut 5 inches, and you'll get 8 out of each strip. So that's enough to take care of doing these 42 squares. Thank you for coming, Fallon. So I'll keep showing you the blocks as I'm doing them.
Did you see the title says message?
She probably put up the trampoline and thought, I'll fasten it down tomorrow. She never had it put up. She never even, it was still in the same spot. I don't know why her kids were jumping on it without it being fastened to the ground. Because we live on rock. And so if a kid was to flip that thing over on top of them, they would get hurt pretty bad. And I seem to recall that she had it fastened down at one time, but you get used to seeing something in somebody's yard and you don't give it any more thought. At least that's the way I see it. Yes, it'll end up being turned into a quilt, but I'm not sure of the size yet until after I get all these blocks put together and decide on what size sashing I want to put in between each block. Why not sew the squares onto the strip and cut them to size? I don't know. I hadn't thought of that, Lori. That's what makes me a newbie and not a advanced sewer. Don't you waste by doing that? Or wouldn't that waste it if you did it like that? That's what I'm asking. You should have to leave enough of a space in between each of the squares so that you can cut it, correct? So you might not get the same amount of strips by doing it like that. I just like to save time, not much waste. Okay. That hadn't crossed my mind. Sorry about that. But that is a good idea. I'll have to test that theory out next time I do something like this. See, that's what I like about this community. Lots of people have really great ideas. So you know what's been going on today with our weather? It's been snowing all day today. You guys who live in the northern United States, though, If you have clear skies, you should really be going outside to see if you can see northern lights, because the sun sent a huge CME to the atmosphere, and it should be creating lots of northern lights right now. We're cloudy because we're getting snow right now, so we're not going to get to see anything, unfortunately. Andrea says, I am not subcutting my 1-inch strips. I just put them close enough that my scissors can make one cut between each block. Okay. See, I didn't know you could do it like that. That's why I said I'm a beginner, not an advanced sewer. If you have lots of different fabrics, sometimes it's just about the same amount of time to not do strips. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'll have to give that some thought and try that little scenario. I really don't mind cutting them, to be honest, because I cut them in strips where I line up several strips on my cutting table and cut them all at once. These need ironing. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. In trouble.
I don't know. The iron looks like it's off. Babe, did the surge protector go off?
Nope, it's on.
Maybe I didn't have it all the way plugged in.
It's on.
It's on now,
All
so I
right.
don't know why I didn't. Sharing tips is a great thing for anyone. Helps people out. Okay. So do any of you have traditions that you do every Christmas? You guys can see what I'm doing pretty well, can't you? With that one camera here. This one. Teresa, are you making anything? Eat traditions. Lori says, eat, drink, and be merry. I think I'm going to make duck for our Christmas dinner. Either duck or ribeye one. But I'm thinking I'm gonna save the ribeye for New Year's Eve or either New Year's Day, because I have a big roast to cook. Make it like prime rib, only I do it a little bit different. I like to cook it on low heat in the oven until it's medium or just about close to being medium rare, but not quite. And then I take it out of the oven and I go braise it on the grill or sear it on the grill to give it that smoky taste. And it makes it yummy. Jeanette says she bakes minced meat pie. I've never eaten minced meat pie before. Yes, you did, Andrea. I remember. But I don't think everybody's told their traditions.
Unless you want a lamb.
Huh?
Unless you want a lamb.
I didn't buy the lamb though, remember? Yeah, we could always have lamb. That sounds good too. I don't think you're going to get your hands on any reindeer.
You think?
I don't think so.
Muskox?
Not muskox either. Too expensive for muskox. So here's the next one. I raise meat rabbit, so we'll probably have rabbit. Oh, cool. I've never eaten rabbit.
What's up, Doc?
They actually have Arctic hare here, but you have to go a long way from here to go hunt it. And the strangest thing with Greenlanders, when they go and hunt rabbit, when they come back, they don't gut them or anything. They just hang them outside for several days, which is very strange to me. Why do they do that, babe?
I think
With the blood and everything in it? Does that make it taste more gamey?
I don't know.
Gonna have to make me another ender soon. This one's getting worn out. Have y'all been watching videos all day, or have you been putting up Christmas trees? I know that Kelly's been working on a tree. Anyone else been putting up their tree today? We were going to put up a tree until the stuff happened with my sewing room. There's just no space right now for it since I had to move my sewing stuff out here to the living room. Right, babe?
Yep.
So one more year, we're not putting a tree up. I don't put one up when he's at sea. So next year, he'll be at sea. Every other year, he has to work during the holidays. But we are going to get to celebrate our anniversary together, which I'm so happy about. We're 16 days away from that. 13 years we'll have been married on January the 2nd.
Ooh. You see Andrea?
I have been quilting since, wow, 4 a.m. I stopped when I saw you come live. Nice. I've done that before. So all night. There's something about sometimes you just don't want to stop. You just want to keep going. And I have a feeling that there's going to be, now that I've got this all figured out, I think I've got it figured out anyway. Okay, here's the next one. Okay. I think I'm going to probably do some lives at night when people are sleeping. I will be putting the lights on the tree. Mine has been up for 2 weeks, Teresa says. What are you working on, babe?
Dismantling the Legos that I built the last time.
Maybe you could finish my flowers.
Yeah, but
Because those are still in there.
right, and I'm stuck dismantling these.
We need to show the ladies the flower ones. I definitely want another one of those Venus flytraps. The newest one they got out. Somebody must like them a lot for them to start making more different ones. The Lego has this they started doing gardening things that like flowers and stuff. And one of them, the very first thing they put out was a Venus flytrap. It looks like a little monster. It's really cute. So I noticed the other day on Instagram that somebody, the Lego shop had posted their newest additions to the Venus flytrap So they're different ones, but they're different. They look different. See, it's about to go to sleep. Wake up. Okay, we want this to be this way. I do not have room for a Christmas tree. My entire living room is taken up with quilting right now. I am getting all the tops done, then we'll break out my handy quilter and start quilting them. Awesome. You have to use what you have to use with the space you've been given. My tree has been up Sunday after Thanksgiving. You know, used to be before I moved here. I always had my tree up the day after Thanksgiving too. That was the thing that I did with the kids. We'd put the tree up the day after Thanksgiving, and we'd also the kids loved lights, so I'd always put lights up outside. And then after we had done all of that, I'd take them in the truck and we'd go around the neighborhood. They because we lived in a neighborhood where there was some people that would really go all out on their lights. And I would take the kids in the truck and we would go through the little neighborhood so they could see all the lights because they really loved it. That was their most favorite thing. And then on Christmas Eve, we sat down and gave them all their gifts and they would open them on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, I would cook dinner. I would get up really early in the morning and make Christmas dinner and put it on the table by 1. And then we would spend the rest of the weekend grazing on what I had cooked. And the kids would be playing with all their gifts and we'd be watching movies and just having a really good time. And I had been doing that all, from the time they were born. No tree this year. I don't trust the pup. Had to get a new van, so no gifts. Uh-oh, just a huge dinner. I'm okay with that. Here's the next one. Honey, can you tell how many people are in here?
35 so far.
Okay. Didn't know how many had started coming. I know they might have been another live going on that was at the end of it. I think one person had something going on. So I don't know if it ran into hers or not. Hopefully it didn't run into too much of it. I just didn't want to make it where we were at midnight doing it. You guys got any questions you want to ask me while we're sewing? That you be interested in? You can ask about Greenland or whatever you want to ask about, and I'll see if I can't answer it. Teresa, did you say what you were working on? How did I meet my husband?
Oh,
Well, uh,
we did do a live about it.
We did, but I don't mind talking about it. So when the internet first started, we all started on dial-up, a lot of us. And I had told the internet provider that I didn't know how to get on the, I didn't know how to do the internet. And he suggested that he wrote down this name of this downloadable program and told me how to go get it. And it was an IRC program called MIRC. And he said, go hang out in the newbies chat channel. There's lots of people in there that can help walk you through how to navigate the internet. So I did. And I was in that newbies channel probably about a year, and I made a lot of friends. And then I met some really nice people who had their own private channel that they kept the door locked a lot, because it kept trolls out. And so there was like 30 of us, and I had been in there, I think, since 1996 or something like that. And I had met quite a few of them over time. And, a lot of them were from all over the place. Some came to Florida and visited me, and I visited them in New York and New Jersey and places like that. And Nikolai came into the channel in 2000. 2000. Yeah, in 2000.
2001.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah. And we started talking to each other. I mean, he was like having a girlfriend, to be honest. We talked about everything, my horses, my dogs, my kids, my bad marriage. We were just really, he told me a lot about Greenland, and we learned a lot about each other as we became friends. And then my first husband, passed away in 2006. And that's how I became unmarried again. And then in 2009, out of the blue, Nikolai said that he was going to come to the United States for a vacation. And I asked him, I said, where are you going to go? He says, well, I was thinking I'd come to Florida and you come down and meet me and you show me some of your state, because I was always talking about how beautiful Florida was. And I said, sure, why not? And we didn't flirt or nothing. He wasn't looking for a relationship. I definitely wasn't. And when we came face to face and hugged each other, something happened between us unexpectedly. The minute we hugged, it was like we were supposed to be together. It was like I was being wrapped up by a warm, safe blanket, and he made me feel safe. And we sat up all night talking like teenagers, giggling and laughing and telling jokes. And he was there for 2 weeks. We went and did lots of things in Florida. And when he got ready to go back home, it made me really sad, and I think it made him sad, because we really clicked. It was like we were supposed to be together. And so he went back. That was in August of 2009. And in September of 2009, I have a wrinkle here. I'm gonna have to fix that. He asked me, he had called me, and he said, I want you to be my girl. I want to date you. And my question was, well, how is that even going to happen? He says, and this is always the same answer when something that might be a little bit challenging happens. He'll say, we'll figure it out. That's his biggest saying. He always says that. And so we did. We figured it out. He came back in January of 2010, and stayed 2 months. And during that 2 months, we realized that we needed to be together. And he asked me to marry him. And I took a leap of faith and said yes. And that's how we came together. Hi, Donnell. I'm doing good. What about you? Let's see here. Teresa says she's getting ready to make a video. Does Greenland have trees? Because this photo doesn't look like it. Yes, Greenland has trees, and South Greenland does. In fact, we have a couple of big forests now. One of them was started in 1959, right, baby?
Yeah.
Somewhere around that time frame. And now these trees are really big trees. Our climate here is changing. Seems there's trees all over our town now. I have trees in my yard, and I'm about ready to plant some more this coming summer. So yes, we have trees here in the South. Um, this island used to have trees on it before the Ice Age. I don't know why this did that. It's wrinkled. Weird. Donnell says, I'm good. Just got done grocery shopping, about to clean the kitchen, then do some sewing. All right. Yep. Join us with some sewing. That's what this is about. I think that sewing with other people makes things go so well and, keeps you motivated. And that's what I love about it. Whenever I'm sewing and I'm not, before I started doing this channel thing, um, I would leave somebody's channel going the whole time. Hi, Pat. She says, hey, Katie and Nikolai, I apologize for the spelling. It's okay. I'm following along while I sew, so I may not be posting much in the chat. Okay, sounds good. Andrea says, your story is similar to mine. I was a widow and he was a telemarketer. He called to sell me a phone service for my business. He asked if he could call me after he got off, and I said yes. See, some things just are meant to happen. You're where you're supposed to be when it happens. I had a friend that would tell me it's all about timing, and he is so right on that. And I'm pretty sure that Nikolai didn't expect to fall in love. I don't really understand how any Greenlander girl let him escape, because he's a good man. He's sweet and kind and giving, and he does things without expecting anything back. And he's just kind-hearted human being. And that's why I tell everybody he's this exceptional human being, because he is. She says that they've been married for 2 years. Congratulations, Andrea. Uh-oh, wait. I need to take this out. Take this out.
I was just about 13.
Hmm?
I was about to be turned 13.
When?
13 years of marriage.
Oh, yeah.
Gee, one.
You said you were about to turn 13.
We are.
Yeah, we're about to be 13 years. Teresa says, Brandon and I knew each other 2 months, got married, been 26 years now. Congratulations, Teresa. Sometimes things work out good. I can tell you that after my first one, I didn't think I was going to ever trust a man again. But Nikolai has proven that there is good people out there. We just got to keep on having faith in human beings, even when they're at their worst. Uh-oh, I see something. Something's wrong right here. Hi, Becca. Welcome to the channel. Wanted to stop and show you some support. Welcome back to the sewing world. Thank you, Becca. It's good to be back sewing again. And I know it was really hurting my feelings not getting to sew. My husband told me that he had to get me back sewing. So we got all of this stuff moved into the living room where I can sew. Thank you for coming, Becca. Want to see what I'm working on? It can be stressful. I'm glad you're bouncing back. Yep. It's kind of strange sewing by myself, though. It's easier. I don't know. It's different when you're sewing with other people. So basically, I'm making 42 uh blocks. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, all of you that's come. Trying to work on my watch hours because I need a lot of them to finish getting monetized.
Some of them know that you've been sailing with me across the big pond.
No, we haven't talked about that, come to think of it. We'll probably tell that story at some point. Map Geek says, I've got mine all separated out now. I managed to misplace one of the 2.5-inch squares, laugh out loud. It's here somewhere. It might be underneath your feet. Or it might be underneath whatever you're working, wherever you're working at. Everyone make sure to give the hostess a thumbs up. Yes, please do. Every little bit helps. Becca was live this morning. Did I miss something? Or was it for the panda? That must have been before. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to go see what I missed this morning. I thought I had caught everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah, rock your Uh-oh.
Got it.
Backstreet. We didn't know that. Those balls are adorable. Yeah, I thought that what Beck was making last night was really cool too. Makes me want to make some. So when I go to the US, I need to buy some of those balls and bring them home with me. Bring some extra balls home. Okay. So we're trudging along here. Oh, it was a replay. Okay. Because I watched last night. I always watch Friday nights. Been watching Becca for a long time now. I can't believe how long it's been. I need a scrap piece. Hey, babe, you threw all those scrap pieces in the trash or no?
No.
Can you give me a piece of one of them? I need to make a new leader. Thank you, babe. It'd be perfect for that. So I knew I had a big enough piece in here. Yep, right here. Okay. Becca, are you getting close to finishing your panda quilt that you're working on for Mary? I told my husband last night when we were watching that I wanted to make some. He said we do not even have a tree, so what are you going to do with them? I said Christmas isn't here yet. She's got a point, it isn't. That mandala looks like it's dark. The camera must not be seeing it right. Somebody wants to come in here. Wonder who that could be.
I don't know. Well, there's plenty of leftovers of this one.
Oh, really?
Yep.
How's everybody's weather today? Any of you getting any snow or excess rain? Come here, Nora. Nora, come here. Come here. Can you get in here? No, not really. Hang on. Come here.
Come on, girl.
Come here, Nora.
Come on, girl.
Come on, Nora. Nora,
Come on.
come on.
Fishy here. I hope you like lupin, honey.
Huh?
I hope you like lupin.
Lupines? Of course I do. I'm not the one that calls them a weed.
So I'm about to get you some lupine.
You're about to make one?
Yeah.
She jumped off the sofa already. Got any of those treats over there? Oh, she figured out how to get out. Maya here. It's 52 degrees with lots of sun. Joy, cold rain expected tomorrow. Andrea, sunny in the 70s here in Southeast Texas. Teresa says it's very cold, 20 degrees. Are you getting snow up there where you're at, Teresa? Okay. Come on. Go. Ow, miss. Huh? No, you stay there. She's a Dotson. Let me see if I can move the camera where you can see her. She's a standard Dotson. See her? All she thinks about is food. Think that's a trait for Dotsons.
Now, looks like I need to fix the other flower.
Oh, yeah?
You want to show them when I'm done.
Yeah, when you're done. Okay, let's get this other piece on here. Not anymore. In the last few years, have around a foot standing. More to come soon. Yeah, our snow has been weird. Every time we get some, it turns around and gets melted by the wind from the south. We'll see if the snow we've been getting all day today stays or not. The lake has managed to finally freeze again, so we'll see how long it stays frozen. It didn't last very long. It was frozen for a little bit at the end of November, but like within 2 days, it was thawed back out again. So we'll see. It was raining the other day after it had snowed part of the day. So when you walked out the next day, I told Nicola, I said, you know what? This feels a lot like Florida because it was all humid and the snow was melting while it was raining. Kind of reminded me of North Florida. Hello, Laura Lynn. How you doing? Thank you for dropping in. Pat says it's pretty mild here, hovering just above freezing. Had snow and freezing rain earlier this week. School buses were canceled. We've had rain since then, but there is still about 5 to 6 inches of snow. That sounds kind of like here. It's very weird. I told Nikolai the other day when we were out when it was 43 degrees. Or was it last week? It was 40 in the 40s. Yeah, so part 4 or 5 days last week, it was in the low 40s. And my brain was thinking, gosh, this feels like springtime. Hello, adorable and delightful. So, Becca. In the mid 40s here and mostly sunny. I'm hoping, yeah, I hope so too, because anybody that's in the northern United States should be able to see the northern lights tonight, because that's a big CME that crashed into the atmosphere. It was a big one. Hi, Kate, or hi, John. John says, hi, Katie and Heartlight. See it?
Hi, John.
Florida is getting bad weather today. I was watching a storm chaser earlier, and he said there was a tropical system in the Gulf and there was going to be tornadoes tonight. That doesn't surprise me. The weather's been tricksy lately.
I am going to make you some gluten.
Okay. You're getting that done fast, aren't you?
What? That was the flowers?
Yeah. So Michigan should be able to see. Yes. If you've got clear skies, you should be outside having a look. If it's when it gets dark anyway. Because you might see them. Some of this, it may even drop down further. In September, people saw northern lights in Texas because of a big CME. Welcome back, Math Geek. I enjoyed your live today, Laura Lynn. Hi, Laura Lynn. Fancy meeting you here. I think it's traveling up the East Coast. Interesting. The water must still be pretty darn warm then. Hello, Katie. Thank you so much for such a lovely welcome. Big hugs. Big hugs to you too, Laurelyn. She's like, I'm going to mom because if I go to you, you're going to lock me out of here.
Go to mom then.
Come here. Come.
Go to mom.
Don't holler at me. Come here.
I'm not.
Come here. Up, up, up. How about going to sleep? No, stay. Stay.
She was pacing.
I know. It's the pacing that's nerve-wracking. Stay. You jump off that sofa, you get kicked out of here, girlfriend. I'm 2 hours from Pat Straw House snow and my pool is not frozen. Interesting. Cool. Oh. Uh-oh. Guess who just I just ran out of bobbin. Yep, I ran out of bobbin.
Catastrophe.
Oh, it's okay. At least I already had some wound. Wow. But I'm definitely going to have to think about making some new ones soon. It's just so, I need to get me an electric bobbin winder. So I don't have to take off the top of the machine. Uh-oh, I'm gonna still get that caught on there. 40 degrees and sunny here right now, Jeanette says. Cloudy tonight, won't see the northern lights. Joy T says, my dog does the same thing, paces until he gets tired and it drives me batty. He's in his bed now staring at me. Yeah, the pacing's what's crazy. It's like, they think they're going to miss something. And I'm pretty sure the reason she's pacing is because we're not in the sewing room, so she's a little confused about, well, why are we out here and not in there? Because normally she'd be up underneath my desk, messing around under my desk until she settles down, but she hasn't even tried to get under my desk, which is weird. I think she's a little confused. Now get lined back up the way you're supposed to be.
Oh yeah, now I can see why. Are you familiar with the Napoleon's hat?
Yep.
Right.
Somebody has a question for you. I have a question for your heart light. I noticed the other day the northern lights. Is green the only color of the northern lights?
No.
No. It seems to be the strongest here in Greenland, though, right?
Yeah.
But lately we've been getting other colors like purple and red up above the green. Is that going to be part of the flower?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Napoleon's hat.
That's funny. Joy T says, I love doggies. We have 2 dogs. We also have a 9.5-year-old German Shepherd.
German Shedder.
Yeah, German Shedder's more like it. Pat says you're right, Lori Clark. It's amazing how little snow in the south of Muskoka in recent Muskoka. I am saying that wrong. In recent years, both Barry and Aurelia used to get tons of snow. I don't know how little the Barry ski hills can manage. Yeah, the snow keeps going less and less. Does she have one of those fluffy beds then that they get to list in? Um, you know who she uses for a bed? She uses Coda as a bed. She sleeps on top of him. She spoons with him. Sometimes you'll walk in the hallway and you'll walk back out of the room shaking your head because she's got her head up between his legs with just her body sticking out the other end. It's hilarious the way they sleep. Oh, you're talking about fluffy beds because of the hair from Coda. Is that what you meant? Now I get it. That was supposed to be a joke. I thought about getting her a sheepskin to lay on, but I think she would probably try to eat it. Did you end up locking her in there? You guys, I'm making progress on these blocks. I'll press some of them and show them to you in a few minutes. Laura Lynn laughs at the German shedder part.
I don't know.
It's the truth. That's what a lot of people call them, German shedders. I never noticed their hair being a problem when I lived in Florida, but that was because the dogs didn't live inside the house. And, I had like 6 German Shepherds back then, all at one time. But this one, all he's got to do is walk through the house and I find hair that's fallen off of him. It's always everywhere. And it's because he spends an inordinate amount of time inside our house, especially during the winter months. Gotta run. See you later, Donnell. Have a great night. Get lost in. That's what I meant. So I'm making progress on these blocks, you guys. Anyone else? Are y'all making progress on what you're sewing on? Laura Lynn, are you sewing on anything? When my weenie dog was still alive, we had a bed for her that was like a hot dog bun. The blanket was yellow like mustard, and she always, yeah, that's what this one does. If we let her on the bed, she snakes herself up underneath the blankets, and then she flips herself on her back up against Nikolai. It's hilarious the way she does it. Just like a pig pen from Charlie Brown. That's my German Shedder. Yep. I'm gonna see if I can't find him some ground flax while I'm in the United States and bring it back and put it in his raw diet and see if that doesn't help with his fur a little bit. It definitely won't hurt him. Get some ground flax and add it to his raw food. I just upgraded to a computerized heavy duty singer machine On sale online at Singer. All the features and more, plus large extension table. Loving it. Cool, Pat. Joe says she's working on some quilted mug rugs. How many mug rugs are you making? It's kind of warm in here.
I got something in my throat.
I know, but it's a little warm in here. Must be all these dang lights. Sitting here sweating. You never know how much electronics and lights heat a room up until you sit for a few hours in front of all of them. Isn't that right, babe?
Yep.
Working on the same quilt. Plan on mug rugs tomorrow. Mug rugs are definitely fun to make. What is hubby working on? He is making me some flowers. He'll show them to you when he's finished.
That's the finished one. Yeah, I can show.
She might settle down. She slowed down on the pacing. Did you drop something?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He'll show it to you when he's finished. He's making multiple flowers. So there's some kind of black hole here in my sewing room. Now I can't find my wrist pin cushion. Oh no. And Joy says sweet to what you're doing. Nah, don't you go there snooping around. No messing with the flats. Some of them are not dog friendly. What is it, girl? Oh, she's getting underneath the desk. Maybe she'll go to sleep now. I think I might be about halfway through these walks now. Because it sure looks like the pile is getting smaller. She's like, pet me. I'm busy.
Lord. For the remark of busy.
Yep. She's like, don't care if you're busy. I just want you to pet me. We need to find her ball. It's usually what she does when she's, keeps her busy. That's what she usually plays with when I'm sewing. Wears herself out and then goes to sleep. Oh, poor pitiful child, not loved. What do you guys do for New Year's? Any of you got plans already? I'm thinking about doing an all-night sew along on New Year's Eve. What do y'all think about that? Just let the live go and get some people to sew with me. Well, you're just talking, aren't you? Can y'all hear her? Really? She just is today her birthday? I think today's her birthday or tomorrow's her birthday. She turned 6 this month. So it's either today or tomorrow. I have to go look at her papers. Today's her birthday, I think. Or tomorrow 1. She was born right around the same time Abby was born. Or around Abby's birthday anyway. Katie, is your seam roller flat on the bottom or slightly curved? It looks like
Girl, cut it out.
Are you going to show what you're doing? Yes, I'm getting ready to press several of these that I've sewn now so you can see what I'm working on. Right now I'm making 42 blocks. And then on my next sew day, I'm going to put sashing on them and give you all the measurements for the sashing. And so the row is going to be a 6 block wide by 7 block long. And then I'll decide on whether I want to make it bigger or not. But probably not. I might just make a small little throw. Just so, I can share with you guys what I was working on. Okay, give me a minute. I'm going to press them all. All right, let's get these guys. I have quite a few of them done. Wow, I'm doing good.
If you had comment on your.
I'm planning on starting New Year's Eve with Kate at the Lonely House. They're 5 hours ahead of us, so I'll bounce over your way. Okay, we stay at home. Denise says we stay at home and off the streets on New Year's. Andrea says, I was just wondering if the seam roller, if if the seam rollers for wallpaper would work, but probably not. I don't know the answer to that, Andrea. Susan says hello from Mexico. Hi, Susan. Joyce T says, I love Last Lonely House podcast. Denise says, I hear her telling you that you don't love her. She's all so unloved. It's like, pay attention to me right now or I start making noise. She's always been a vocal dog, though. From what I understand from the breeder, she was like that the minute she took her first breath. That whole litter, she said, was like that. Very vocal. I'm about to show you the ones I've got done so far, you guys. I still have quite a bit left to do, though. But I'm making progress. How long have I been online, babe?
I don't know.
It should tell you in the
111 minutes, almost 2 hours.
almost 2 hours. Okay. Not too bad, because I was going to set myself for 3 hours. Just give everybody time to have a look.
Try to work as fast as I can with this one.
Yeah, I know. Don't rush. We've still got less than an hour to sew. I mean, there's no rule that says how long you can't be on, I don't think. Not that I know of anyway. Because yeah, could be on there like 8 hours. Okay, I'm getting ready to show you guys the ones I've already got done so far. All right. Okay, here's the first one. Hi, Donna from Dragonflies. Joy T, have you watched Kate's gardening channel? There's a gardening. Ooh, I need to go check out what y'all are talking about. Okay, here's the first one. Teresa says 12 hours she thinks is the longest you can be on at once. Here's the second one. Here's the third one. Fourth. Fifth. Sixth. Seven. Eight. Nine. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. So I've got 15 of the 42 done so far. Thank you. So I'm hoping I'll get the rest of them finished before y'all leave, unless you're in a hurry to leave. I think they're going to make a cute little quilt top. You having issues in there, babe?
I found it.
Thank you, Donna. That's great, Katie. They look really pretty. I think the third one is my favorite one. You mean the blue one? Oh, third one. Third one must have been. Oh, are you talking about this one? Yeah, while we've been talking, I've been sewing. See, what I did was I went ahead and pre-cut everything last night, except for one. And the one I saved to show you what I was going to be doing. Sunday the 30th, Sunday the 31st to bring in the new year. Not sure what time yet, but I remember I am Pacific time. Okay. And Andrew says if you don't have charm packs, you could use gel. That's right. I realized that when I was writing the instructions that jelly rolls would work too, because you're using 2.5 inch width. Katie, did you show the pattern you're using? I'm not using a pattern. I just thought it up. But I did, if you go to my community tab, I wrote the measurements of what you're supposed to cut. And also in the Greenland Quilter group, I also posted a downloadable text file so you can print it out of the instructions of what you have to cut. And when I saved it last night, I reread over the instructions. I'm like, wait, you can use 2.5 inch strip sets for this too. So it's really easy to do. Oh, okay, Teresa, I wasn't sure. Sorry. Okay, let's get on with the rest of these. My plan is my plan was to sew for 3 hours live. So we're I don't know, minute about what, 45 minutes, babe?
Yeah, well,
50 minutes?
you still have about an hour.
About an hour, yeah. Thanks, Katie. I'll check it out. Yep, I fixed it so that you could either screenshot it from the community tab or you can go to the group and download the file. I don't know if I could attach a file to the community tab. I'm not sure on that part. Uh-oh, I'm missing something here. I need a guess who's passed out under the desk? What size do we square them up to? I haven't made a decision on that one. Let me see what they are right now. Right now, they're like an eighth, between an eighth and 5 inches from what I can see. So I was thinking we could square them down to 4 3/4. What do you guys think about that? Or 4.5? Because they're definitely not going to be exactly 5 inches. I have to go set up my gnome Christmas tree with 2 of my grandsons. Enjoy yourself, Robin. Joyce says, don't breathe. Because I made a comment that Nora's passed out. I think we could get away with squaring them down to 4 3/4 unless you don't like the 3/4 size. And if you don't, then let's just do 4.5. Okay, square them down to 4.5, and that's what I'll do with mine. And then next week I will have the measurements for what type of sashing we're going to do. I was thinking about the sashing. Do you want to stick to the same thin sashing in between each block, or would you like the sashing to be a little bit wider? Because I was thinking if we made the sashing a little bit wider, we could go with 1.5 instead of 1. What do you think about that? Because like I said, I'm not going by a pattern. I'm just doing this as we're going along. See, we don't always have to have a pattern to do something. We can create what we can with what we got.
Use your brain cells.
Yep.
Whatever you have left of.
Hey now. Naughty boy. Do you want instructions in the next day or so to do the next set, or do you want to wait until we sew next weekend? Because I was going to wait to give you the next set of instructions when we meet again next weekend to work on it again. Because I don't think I mean we could try to get it finished before next weekend, but I would really like to use it to continue on with sewing together. Sounds good to me. I already have a bunch of 1.5 inch sashing strips cut, so that would be my boat. Okay, all right, then 1.5 it is. Do you want to do cornerstone? You can use the background color, or if you want to use a different color that's different from your background, you can also do that. I'm going to probably just use the background. All right. Seam rollers at the dollar store. I got a face roller that is used to reduce puffiness, but works great for finger pressing. Yeah, you know what? We saw some of those inside of Brucein this week. 1/2 inch cut or unfit? 1/2 inch cut. 1.5. Yeah, do 1.5. Because when we sew them together, they'll be down to 1 inch. Like, no. Because these are 1/2 inch right now. The one that's on the block now, we started out with 1 inch, and now they're down to 1/2 inch. So the ones we're going to do for sashing in between each block is going to be 1.5, which will be 1 inch finished. Okay, so next weekend we'll do the sashing. This week I just want to get all 42 blocks done. And then I'll post the instructions for next weekend as far as the sashing that's going to go in between each block. And currently we're going to do 6 across and 7 down. And then I'll show you what to do with them when we sew together, because we're going to rotate how we sit the block in between the sashings. If that just made sense. I hope I didn't just confuse somebody. That is a great idea, Jeanette. It's definitely cheaper than these. The only reason I even have these is they came in a sew sampler box. I have 2 of them. I have one this color, and then I have one that's turquoise. And both of them came in a sew sampler box. Or one came in a sew sampler box and one came in some other box. Oh, there's lupine. Wow. They made it so it looks like it's not all the way flowered out. Look at here, you guys. These are lupines. When we meet next weekend is my vote. Okay, sounds good. They made it so that you can see all levels of the flowering.
Yep.
So the top is not flowered yet. The middle is the color it starts out with, and the bottom is when it's fully open. That is really neat. Where's the jar? I need a jar.
I'm still working on the other.
Okay, yeah, it's fine, baby.
It's not all done.
Oh, you still got more to do to it?
Yeah.
Okay. He's not finished with it, guys.
I got one called Black Larkspur and Qaqortoq.
I agree. The kits are really beautiful. That's why I've been getting them. Normally, he'll tell you I normally don't even ask for Legos, because that's his game. I mean, I love Legos, don't get me wrong, but I have plenty of hobbies, right, baby?
Yeah.
And our hobbies between the 2 of us gets pretty darn expensive. I love Gudrun's lupine. She has one? Does it look like lupines? I really haven't gone over and looked at much of Gudrun's stuff. You guys know she's from Iceland, right?
The lupins. They're not from Iceland.
No, Gudrun is from Iceland. She's a quilt designer.
Ah.
And she lives in the United States. Somebody just mentioned her. She has a quilt that she calls lupin. And it's probably because there's lupines in Iceland, just like there are here. I remember when I was going through there, I saw lupines.
Originally native to North America.
Yeah, they're a weed here. But they haven't been all that bad the last couple of years.
Nope.
Yes, from her early quilts from an Iceland book. Cool. I'll have to check into that. Oh, we're getting to the turquoise blocks, you guys. Show you this one in just a minute. Are you guys enjoying the live? Is it okay enough for you guys? Or is there anything I can improve on, you think? Gudrun Erdla of GE Designs. I wonder if we're saying her name properly.
Good one. Good.
It's because it's Gudrun. Is that how it's supposed to be said? Gudrun?
Good one.
Oh, so that D is not that hard D. Okay. That means I'm butchering her name pretty bad.
You want some green sausage?
Green sauce. Oh, they're using sausage as part of the flour?
Yeah.
That is too funny.
Like I said, green sausage.
Oh, you're right. That's funny. Okay, glad. All right. I didn't know if I needed to yeah, I wish I could make appetizers for you guys. That would make it really fun. So like play you I don't know, I'm about to tell my age, but there was a show called Bewitched, and she could make anything appear suddenly. Too bad I can't go. Shh. Now you have appetizers. My lupines died this year. Did they die because of drought or because of too much rain? They're they seem to grow in northern areas, Joy T. Yeah, Joy T. I've never seen them in Florida. I've only ever seen them in areas that have more cooler temperatures. I think I actually saw some in California when we went to Sacramento. But they're all over the place here in South Greenland. Somebody brought them here and then they just took over.
Not in nature.
But they don't grow in nature, which is interesting. Neither does dandelions. Dandelions only grow where human beings are at. And for what I've read about dandelions, they're only around to right what's wrong with the nature to begin with. Joy T says, laugh out. Yes, I wish I had her count. So she knows who I'm talking about.
Well, what?
The witch that can make anything appear. From Bewitched. We have lupines up in the mountains here in the PMW in the Alpine Meadows. I think the lupine seeds need to freeze in order to grow. That probably makes sense. Yep. And they definitely die all the way back to the ground. And then they come back and they're just as big as if they had been there all year, you know.
That's done it.
Uh-oh, I ran out of, oh, I come up short on something. Red line.
Now this one's going to be tricky. Unless I do this.
Oh, you want to get up here now? You're gonna have to wait a minute, Missy. All right, come on. Now stay up there and don't jump off. I remember watching her love her something loved mother. How much she loved her mother. They have that heart. Thank you, Denise. I remember watching her. I loved her mother. Oh, okay. I'm surprised somebody hasn't tried to do a remake of that. Seems like that's the latest thing. Let's keep remaking the same show over and over again. They still have that volcano in Iceland still hasn't erupted, but the people in Grindavik don't look like they're going to get to go back to their homes because it's definitely going to be a problem at some point. They're just waiting on when it's going to. I guess it's a matter of when, but it keeps having earthquakes and it's doing more damage every time it does. I have been totally mesmerized by what's been going on in Iceland when it comes to the volcanoes. I would really like to go see those in person, but I don't know that my lungs could handle it. Yep, too much sulfur. I'd probably end up in the hospital or dead. Faith, good evening to you both. Katie, I love your live videos with sewing together. Enjoying my evening with you. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Happy sewing, quilting to you all. Thank you, Faith. That's what I'm trying to do is just make it relaxed and people can come and sew and go when they want and you know, and I think that when we do things together, it makes us stronger. That's my newest quote. Stronger sewing together. Anybody going to participate in the Fat Quarter Shop's next Stronger Together sew along that happens in February? Because I definitely am. I'm hoping there'll be some of you join and maybe I can make some, we can either sew live together while we're doing them, or I can make pre-recorded videos of doing the next one. What do you guys think about that? Because I have really enjoyed doing the Stronger Together quilt tops. And you get a chance of raising money or donating money to the United Negro College Fund, which helps some students be able to go to college. This last one for this year that we did, it was like it reminded me of Legos the way she had done the pattern. It was really a lot of fun. I really had a good time making it. Her mother's name, yep, her name was Indora. That's right. Indora. Interesting name. Somebody joined as a member today on my channel, honey. The ones that gives you the little cute little wheels next to your name. I need to learn how to make emojis so I can promote some cute ones to go with memberships. That's on my list of things to learn how to do, make emojis that are supposed to fit.
No. Joe didn't know if you want to go to the PMQ thing.
I don't know of it. I am doing the PMQ. Yeah, the Stronger Together is just a 1 month thing. You only sew so many blocks every week, and then by the end of February, you're done. And there is for raising money for the college fund for young people. And you get to learn some new things about different people. Is that my phone?
I think so.
Somebody must have texted me. Can't see though, because I'm not going to clear the screen to look. I have 2-year-long quilt projects and donation quilts, so I won't be doing fat quarter shops. However, I'll join your chat and work on my projects. That's good. Excellent, Pat. Fine by me. How many of you are doing PMQs this or how many are going to do the Tree of Life PMQ? I ended up signing up for 2. I was only going to do the one, and then they talked about the one called Hope, and I'm going to make that one for my sister since she's um in remission from breast cancer. She's been this past year. She's really had a rough time of it. She had an accident on her bike, and it she broke 3 ribs, and the handlebars ruptured the implants from the surgery that she had for the breast cancer, and some things happened during surgery that shouldn't have happened, and it kind of messed up her mental mental health. And so she's been having a really tough time of it. So I think it would be great to make her something special that's for her. I'm not sure about February, but I am doing a PMQ. Cool, Math Geek. So, but it's called Hope. And the interesting thing about the one that's called the Hope, the fabric that's being used is by Robert Kaufman. And guess what its name is? It's called Stronger Together, the fabric line. I mean, how could I'm like, wow, that's definitely going to have to do that for sure.
Fun.
Yeah,
I think we have a sunflower.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That one's going to be amazing then. He's still making flowers, you guys. It's one of those big kits you can buy. I think she will too, and I'm hoping that it'll lighten her spirit a little bit and let her know that I'm thinking about her anyway, you know, because she since this incident happened, she's been not so communicative. I've had to like contact my niece and say, is everything all right with your mom, because she's not answering messages or phone calls or anything. And then the last time I talked to my sister, she said that she was really having a difficult time. She just she's what happened was she woke up during her surgery, and she says she don't know what, but it traumatized her so bad that she just can't get her stuff together properly. And so she's been having a really rough time. And I think making her something will let her know, hey, it's all right. No PMQ this year. Denise says, I won't be doing a quite fat quarter quilt. Too many irons in the fire, but I will visit with you. Okay, sounds good to me. What kind of quilt projects are you doing, Denise? Or is that a secret? Yes, I agree with you, Joy. Uh, if we weren't live, when I'm not doing a live like this, what we're doing right now, normally what we would be doing is he's doing his Legos and I'm sewing, and we'll be listening to an audible. And right now we've been listening, what, for the last year now, babe?
Yeah.
We're about a year into listening to the Anita Blake Vampire series by Laurel K. Hamilton. And he's enjoying them. I think we're on book. What book are we on, babe?
19, I think it was.
We're on book 19 right now. There's like 30 something books now. But this is one of the ways we spend time together, is by doing something, we're in the same room together doing it, but he's doing his fun thing and I'm doing my fun thing. And then other times I might be off sewing in the room by myself and he's gaming. But we definitely spend quality time together. Her name is Karen. And thank you, Joy T. Hi, Susan. It was nice seeing you on your live today. I'm glad I was able to hop in there today. I can't remember who is on when half the time. And I was out looking for lives today. And I'm like, wait, she's live. I'll go see her. And I wanted to help, contribute to watch hours for you guys, because I realized that watch hours is what keeps a channel going more than having subscribers, which is crazy. I'm doing Hope in Purple and purple something smalls. Hang on, when that screen moves, I'll be able to see what you're saying because the heart is covering it up. Oh, purple mist smalls. Cool. That's great. You say her Jeanette. Did I say your name right? Thank you, Katie. I appreciate you joining in. Yeah, I'll try to come. I just can't always remember who's doing what when. I need to get me a calendar and start writing down who does what on what days so that I can make sure I contribute to your watch hours. I had to get divorced to do my hobbies. Aw,
That's
that really, yeah. My husband just says that sucks, Joy. I was worried that when I moved here that, that it would be a conflict about because when he met me and came to Florida, he knew what my hobbies were. I mean, I couldn't bring my horses with me, of course not. But, I had other things that I did on this besides just the horses. So it's, he's been so good about, you know what? I can't put this one on there. Oh, no. I'm going to have to use a different one for this. And I bet these are all vertical. You guys, I'm getting near the end of the 42 blocks, I think, or close to it anyway. Okay, so I could do this one like this. All right, that'll work. Just making blocks with my scraps to see if I want to make a whole quilt with the block. You know what I want? I have a lot of scrap fabric too. And I think on one of my sews, I'm going to do crumb blocks because I have plenty to make out of. I mean, I have plenty. And I'm thinking about making blocks and then figure out how to sew them all together after I do it. And I'm thinking about doing that as one of my live sews. It's going to be in the future, put it that way.
hey.
Wow, baby. It looks a lot like the ones. Those look like black-eyed Susans to me. We didn't bring we left the box in Denmark, didn't we?
What?
To the flowers.
I got the book here.
Because I was wondering if it named each flower on it.
Yeah, there is name to each flower.
So are they calling that a sunflower or a black-eyed Susan?
I don't know. Well, quick tweak. Gerber Daisy.
Oh, it's a Gerber.
Gerber Daisy.
Jabira, Gerber. I don't know. I never say that one right. I think I have about 20 done. I'm going to press them and stretch a bit away from the machine. Oh, okay. I also chose purple mist. I'll have to go have a look and see what the purple mist looks like. I think it's Jabira or either Gerbera, one of the two. Somebody. It's one of them. Okay.
There are two kinds of it.
Two kinds?
Yeah. Almost done. deal with this the last.
Can you when you get done with that one, can you see where we are on the hours?
2
Oh no,
hours.
we're on, huh?
2 hours.
We're at 2 hours right now.
I don't know. Well, it said 2 hours ago.
Okay, so we've only been going 2 hours. It's not too bad. I'm doing pretty good for 2 hours. If that's all there've been. I think that might be Sean that messaged me, but I'm not sure. It's time to start dinner here, so see y'all next week. Okay, Maya. Thank you for coming. I don't even know what time it. Well, I could use my mouse to see what time it is.
10 o'clock.
And I started at 7:30, so 8:39. It's been 2.5 hours. So we have about 30 minutes left before I think I should stop. I mean, I don't have to, but I should because, we're doing pretty good though. Yeah. See, I kind of misplaced the window though. Pat says 2.5 hours. Okay. Yep. In 30 minutes, I'm going to stop. And then we'll see each other again next weekend. I'll be on live on Wednesday with another. I'm sewing with somebody. I think it's Ian I'm sewing with next week. We're going to do a live sew together from my channel next week, and we're just going to do uh, either a whip or a UFO. I'm going to do a whip. I'm not sure which he's planning to do, but one of them. One of them he's going to do.
Well, good that he couldn't send you any packets though. Remember videos where he sent to Becca and the other ladies, and to put for that plastic fright on the Halloween.
Who?
Ian did.
I don't know what you mean.
He sent a package to Becca and two other ladies that he sews with.
Oh, for the Halloween thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, I wasn't part of that.
it was fun though.
Yeah,
To
it was
see
a lot
their-
of fun what they done. Yeah, I
To
agree
see
with
their
you.
reaction.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, with the cockroaches?
Yeah.
I think they all had fun with that one. What is wrong with this thing? I'm having trouble seeing here. Are you leaving, Patty? Yeah, I'm gonna stay. Okay, I'm not going anywhere yet. We still got. I mean, I can stay. I just didn't know if 3 hours was too long or not. Once we hit that third hour, and I'm definitely going to start a part two because I'm not going to have this finished today. I knew I would get the blocks, probably all of them sewn, but the sashing and stuff will have to start next week. Y'all ready to see my husband's handiwork? You're gonna have to move this out.
No, it's good. I got it. I could still, that'll be like this here. Because some of them are the same. Ooh.
Here's flower number 1.
That's what's called Will's puppy. That one.
Will's puppy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welsh poppy.
That one is
This is a leather leaf fern.
and this is cow parsley.
Cow parsley, Queen Anne lace. This is what we have growing around wild in the summer months.
To remove these for bits because they're the same.
Them are pretty.
And there you go.
Oh, that's
That one,
lavender cornflower.
that one is cornflower.
Look, you guys, look at that blue. Isn't that awesome? Oh my goodness.
And this is lavender.
And this is lavender.
I think the other one, this one is lavender too.
Here's another one.
And
The lupine.
lupin.
This one.
That's
Larkspur.
Larkspur.
Here's one called larkspur. And then we got Gerbers.
Yeah, Gerbers.
Gerbers. Yeah, Gerber or Gerberas or Gerbers. I don't know how everybody says them, but look at this. You see that, you guys? Isn't that amazing? I'm so tickled that they have finally put gardening things in Legos. I keep hoping they're gonna create a creator set that has a glass greenhouse. Because if they do, I'm going to be snatching one of those up. But isn't that cool? There's so many ways people can be creative in our world. And that's what I love about human beings. They can come up with so many ways to do things that makes you feel good when you're doing it. Okay, let's get you on here. And these things about these Legos is you can they can last forever. You can pass them when you're, if you get tired of them, you can find somebody who will be more than happy to take them up. Uh-oh.
It just went down.
Is it close to the wheel of?
No, that's no. Yep. I got it.
Oh, shit. Oops, sorry for the language.
Stay, girl.
I knocked the iron down again.
Well, here is her bouquet of wildflowers.
Ta-da! How many of you know that Legos is not an American made thing, that it was designed and created in Denmark? Bet a lot of you didn't know that. I know I didn't until I moved to this country. That's when I found out it's actually a Danish thing. that
This
was
invention.
it was invented by Danish people. Pat says one of the people from the American Lego competition on TV was hired by Lego after the show. That doesn't surprise me because there's many people out there that just take Legos and do whatever they want. You know, they create their own patterns.
Own creations.
Yep. And sometimes these people who have their own creations end up getting Lego sets made out of them. And I knew they had competitions too that you could participate in and design something, and maybe your pattern will end up being used. But yeah, it's the company itself is Danish.
How many of you knows movie Home Alone movies?
All of them probably.
I'm just asking a simple question.
I'm pretty sure everyone has watched Home Alone at some point or another. Yep, it is, Joy.
Home Alone movie. They have made a Lego house too of that.
Yeah, I saw that about the house. Is that a creator set or an idea?
Idea. That is why I wanted it. One of them that I wanted.
I like that they've come out with a creator set because now you can make all these modular buildings and they can be joined together to each other. Hey, there's someone in here that's never watched Home Alone. It depends on if you like that kind of stuff, Tangles S. I've watched only one of them, and I was done with it after that.
I was Jangle, it was fun. I mean, if you're a Macaulay Culkin fan, it's a good way to watch it.
I don't like movies where adults are trying to hurt kids.
Yeah, but they've been whooped by a kid.
I know.
In a funny way. Andrea knows it.
Yeah, I told you a lot of people have probably watched it. I didn't realize there would be somebody that hadn't. But there's a lot of movies I haven't seen. Y'all will be shocked. I have never watched Texas Chainsaw
Massacre.
I've never watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I've never seen that one. I've never seen what's the name of that comedy movie that they made more than one of. There's several of them that I haven't seen, and it's because I have no desire to see them. It's like I can't watch the what's the newest one for Saul called?
Oh,
Yeah, the latest one.
I can't remember.
That one looks worse than the rest of them looks. Seems like the further along they get in these series, the worse it gets. I just can't watch stuff like that anymore. Joy says, yes, watch Home Alone 1. It's very funny, she said.
There's a Lego set out of it. Someone had made Lego set out of it.
Let's see here. How many blocks do I have left to make?
Bird lady. Ah, yeah. I think that's a sequel.
I don't know why they have to make sequels to movies like that.
Bird lady.
The what?
Uh, New York version because of the bird lady.
Oh. So it looks like I have, let me see here. All right, hold on a minute. I'll tell you how many I got left to make. One, two,
Oof.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 13 left to make, you guys, out of that 42 blocks.
I'm math.
Huh?
Math taken back.
Welcome back.
It won't be long though.
Okay.
Because within 10 minutes you'll be out of here.
I don't think I can get 14 more made in, what did you say, 10 minutes?
Yep.
See what they say when I ask the question. You all want to stay longer, or are you ready to leave in 10 minutes? See what they say.
Melissa, say hi.
Hi, Melissa. I'm pressing, that's why I'm not looking at the camera.
Lois, say nice progress.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing good, considering I'm doing more than one thing at a time.
But well done. I'll stay until you finish if you continue.
Okay, because I was thinking I would try to finish these last 14 at least. And then that will start, then next weekend, we will start part 2. Which is going to be putting sashing on them. All right, let's get these other blocks made. Thank you for sticking around, you guys.
George, you want you to stay.
Okay, we're not going anywhere then. We're going to finish this tonight for part 1. Fine by me. Right, baby?
Dismantling my Legos.
Yeah, I figured you would be. Hey, I need another drink.
All right.
Yes, you're right. I need to be monetized. That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for staying.
Oh yeah. Now you know what this has a special meaning for me.
I know. Because of the
lighthouse.
Oh, it's the lighthouse. Is that from skiing?
Yep.
How come we didn't see any of these when we were there?
Didn't go into.
Oh, he has a beer glasses from Scan. That's where me and him were at earlier in the year when we showed you the video of me going to the ocean. Okay, Katie, go. You can do it. How many watch hours do you have? I need 500 more watch hours. And then I'll be there. That's what's holding me back is I don't have enough watch hours yet. I need to find one of the many charms to pick from to make my block, but we'll do it after the live. Okay, Denise. Yeah, because I'm just using one charm pack and look how many blocks it's making. And when I was, like I was saying earlier, I realized, hey, people can use a jelly roll too, because these are just the width of these are 2.5 inches. So a jelly roll would definitely work. If we play your video, does that count? Yes. Is anyone who watches a video and stays with it through the video, that gains us hours. The longer you watch one, the more hours we gain. And that's what's holding getting full access to YouTube. That's why I spend so much time watching you guys' videos. You probably didn't know that, but I don't never say anything about it, but I spend a lot of time watching everybody else's videos when I'm sewing, I'm not doing anything on my own and I'm sewing. I got y'all's videos running in the background and I let them go cycle through all of your videos and that gives y'all watch hours. Okay, let's get on with this.
You can thank Lori.
Thank you, Lori.
You know what she wrote?
Yep, she says, okay, I'll play your videos tonight. Thank you. I love this community because we all help each other out. I didn't know Becca was still here.
Pat, unfortunately, we don't have any Dr. Pepper here.
Somebody asked about Dr. Pepper.
Pat says, another drink for me, please. Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, no Dr. Pepper here. Hey, you should show them the 2-liter Pepsi you brought home, though. That was a shocker.
1.5.
It's 1.5 liters, right?
Yep. I want to finish it though.
You already drank it?
Yep.
When did you drink it?
I finished it today.
Wow. I didn't even know you had drank the thing. That's too funny, Asa. You've been a busy person. I watch YouTube all day and half the night. I try to play as many of our community videos as I can and try to catch the lives that I can. Yep, that's how you do it. It helps each other out by watching them. Wow, you did drink it all. Dang. Becca might have one. Yep, I'm still here trying to get gifts organized and wrapped and listening while working. Thank you, Becca.
Oh, I can't wait for you around a week ago from now on, Becca.
You want me to tell her she better be watching for something? Hey, Becca, you need to be keeping an eye out for something right around between should I say dates?
Kinda, yeah.
You need to keep an eye out between the 20th and the 24th. Yeah, it's going to be maintaining those watch hours too, right, Becca? But once all, I would think that by the time you reach that, people are already watching, the ones that are watching religiously anyway. One of my Greenland videos got tagged the other day. Okay, that would be great, Becca. She probably already knows what it is.
Maybe.
I mean, there's been enough him and hawing going between us. Yes, you have to reach it and maintain. Maintain is easy as long as you keep with the rhythm. Yep. And I'm discovering that, when I didn't sew for a whole month, I had a drop off because I was losing people watching. But now those arrows have been staying up for the last, I don't know, couple of weeks now. So it's doing my channel's doing better. So I just got to keep on pushing it. Becca's like, I'm not going to think about it. Oh, come on. Not even a little bit. Not even a bit.
I should have watched that.
What?
YouTube Bella Ciao.
Village House?
Bella Ciao.
What is that?
It's a song.
Oh, because now you got the song on your brain?
Yeah. Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao, Ciao. Oh.
It's always some song. Mine recently has been Scorpions music keeps. I wake up thinking about a Scorpion song and going to sleep with a Scorpion song in my brain. It's hilarious. And my husband will tell you that sometimes he hears me singing in my sleep.
Talking is good too.
Talking or singing.
I do that too. I mean, I talk too.
Yeah, I hear you. Your biggest thing is you moan in your sleep like you're in pain or something.
I'm not in pain though.
I know, but I'm just saying that's what it sounds like. Or you're having a bad dream. It's funny how our brains work. Looks like I need. No. I sometimes wake myself up by laughing in my sleep. Yeah, Nikolai says I do that too, laughing. He'll wake when I wake up, he'll say, "What were you laughing at in your sleep?" I'm like, I was laughing. I don't know. Probably something he did, more than likely. At least I'm going to blame it on him anyway.
It was this that I keep hearing.
You can't play that because I'll get knocked off if you do.
Well, I can't play it anyway.
Yeah,
It can go through though.
they'll demonetize me or pull the video anyway.
Denise Poisel has to join.
The bot should let her in. If it doesn't within a few minutes, then we can
It
do
was
it.
an hour ago.
Have you looked to see if she's in?
No.
Because they may have already let her in. It's to keep people, just to keep trollers out. I don't want anybody to feel
No pending.
Huh?
No pending.
Then it accepted her. She answered the questions. That's why I don't interfere unless it doesn't give somebody the questions for some reason. It does what it's supposed to be doing. At least that's how I understand it to do. I have two pugs and they snore so loud that they wake me up sometimes, but it is so cute. Yep. Even dogs snore. Their snoring doesn't bother me, but when Coda is licking himself, that gets on my nerves. And I don't know why, but it does. I'm like, I'll tell him, stop licking yourself, and he'll stop.
Did you see Laura's comment?
My hubby toots in his sleep and says sorry, but never says it when he's awake. Oh my gosh. That is funny. That is really funny. I think because they shouldn't do it.
Well, it's up to you in the sleep too, I
Yep,
think.
you do talk in your sleep. Sometimes, you know what's funny about you? Is, we talk English all day long. And you talk, sometimes when you run into somebody in Greenlandic or whatever, but in your sleep, you're talking in either Greenlandic or Danish. And you mention my name, and then you say something in Greenlandic, and I'm like, what? I don't understand. You just keep on talking. I can't understand the Greenlandic if you haven't. Oh, if you haven't, taught that word to me. It's always comical. What's funny is watching my husband talk to three different people, me and two other people, and he's using three languages while he's doing it. And I'm standing there like, How do you even do that? You talk to me in English, talk to the other person in Danish and the other person in Greenlander because we're carrying on the same conversation, but he's talking to each one of us in his own, in their language. It's funny how he does it. The human brain is always amazing to me because of what it can do.
Like yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, that boy was a little obnoxious, annoying.
Oh, yeah. He sure was. Apparently, he didn't know English, though, did he?
Nope.
Which is kind of surprising for his age.
Just crazy.
He should be learning it by now. Because there's other girl, I've seen some girls at his same age, and they're speaking English. So I don't know. Maybe it depends on who the teacher is.
Oh, he's just lazy.
Oh, I was just gonna say that too. Lazy. There is that.
There you go, so morons that want to learn English.
Yeah, well, it's not their mother tongue. I kind of understand why. Even if the motivation for teaching it is for a good reason, you know. It will benefit them later in life if they want to do tourism or something.
Yep.
Because that's mainly what it's about. My husband's native language is Spanish, but he speaks fluent English, Italian, Russian, and German too. When he gets mad, he cusses in all of them at once. I can imagine. Do Greenlanders have cuss words in Greenlandic?
Yep.
Do they?
Yep.
Because I haven't heard any cuss words, or I just don't know about it.
I have heard some, but
I mean, I've heard Danish naughty words like did you guys know that the S word that we use as Americans is Satan in Danish? It means the same thing as the S word. Due to the nationality of our something people, I can cuss in several languages. Well, I know some cuss words in Spanish and a couple in Danish, but I don't know any in Greenlandic, come to think of it. Guess I need to teach, guess Nico needs to teach me the bad words, huh?
no.
He's like, nope. No need. Are they that bad?
No.
I know of the one that I do know how to write, but that's not a cuss word. That's something else. Let's be nutty. Be right back. Pug time outside. I can tell you that the F word is used a lot here. But I'm not sure if they realize when they're using it. When they use it so loosely, I don't think they realize it's such a bad word. Do you agree with that?
Oh.
I mean, they know it's naughty, but I don't think they realize it's a word that people in my country consider taboo to be using. Babe,
Yeah.
did you forget about? Oh, we are. Never mind. I turned the oven off, right?
Yep, it's all.
Whew. Thinking I left it on. Does anybody ever forget to turn their oven off when they're cooking? I'm busy, Nora. You're just gonna have to chill.
I'll talk to you.
It could be
you-
what she's wanting is to
Will
go
you-
outside. Yeah, it might be what she wants. No, I'm not doing that one with that one. Let's do. Gonna have some of these blocks done here. I'm getting closer and closer. It could be what she's wanting. I don't know. But she might be going to lay down now, though. Maybe she's down underneath my feet. They went out a little while after they ate, right?
Yeah. About an hour late.
Okay, so it's not going to hurt to wait a little bit longer then. I don't think. Shouldn't.
Oh,
What if I'll occasionally leave a gas burner on my stove. I don't have gas. I don't have a gas stove, but sometimes I don't. I think I get distracted or something. And I didn't used to be like this, but recently, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe since the thing in the bedroom, I don't know. I mean, in the sewing room, it seems like I've been doing it. I told Nikolai I was going to have to put a sign above my oven and say, "Turn the oven off." I cook a lot in my oven, in case y'all didn't know. And I cook a lot on the grill too.
we're running for 3 hours now.
Okay, well, they said they would stick around until I got the rest of these finished, so we're going to go for it, even if it runs over. We're going to go for it. Got myself an assembly line going on here.
Hmm. I've never showed you a squirrel.
It's a squirrel. That's funny.
Squirrel.
So if you heard somebody say that I'm squirreling I squirreled because of something, would you know what that meant?
Nope.
That's what I thought. See, I'm glad I'm not the only one that didn't know what that meant. It means you got distracted.
Ah.
Uh-oh, Pat said something and I missed it.
Oh, you read it. You have read it.
No, she retracted it, whatever it was.
Mine is that I'll definitely leave a guess.
Oh, you didn't see the underneath it?
Yep.
She said something underneath it and it got retracted. I just realized that I pressed 160 seams to the dark side, but they need to be pressed open. Uh-oh. Yeah, but you know what? Half of the battle's done now, as far as that's concerned. It'll be easy opening up to one side. Are you using half square triangles? Is that what they're for? All right, now let's get some more of these bad boys going. She's looking at me, wagging her tail and making that noise. I sent before I finished the sentence, so I removed it. Oh, okay. I think somebody wants to OUT.
Stitch and flip.
Yeah. Oh, stitch and flip triangles. Oh, okay. right. That was fast. Oh, he must be having to clean off snow. It's been snowing all day long today. It's making up for lost time, I think. But we'll see how long it stays. 'Cause it hasn't been staying. It's been like snow for 2 or 3 days, lots of snow. Then the wind comes from the south and voila, it's gone. These and one of these for that one.
It's quite a lot of snow.
Is that what I heard you doing was moving some?
Something like,
6 inches worth of snow?
yeah.
Wow, that is quite. Is it still snowing or is it stopped?
It's still trying to hold.
Okay.
Down to dismantle the helicopter.
The one you built the other day?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to keep it intact, huh?
You want me to keep it intact?
No, it's up to you. It's your Legos. I guess if you want to break them down so you can build something bigger.
Okay. Yeah, I need to break.
You haven't built anything big lately.
Oh,
You ought to try taking your Millennium Falcon down.
I don't know.
That's not going to be fun trying to get all that glass out of it. I'm hoping that there's not much missing out of it. I'm not holding my breath. Depends on how much of it got yanked out the window.
I didn't see anything now out there. I mean,
Well, I don't know. The wind was pretty bad, babe. I mean, I'm pretty sure I lost some fabric out the window.
Okay.
Because when I walked in the sewing room, there was fabric flying in the air. I'm just hoping it was none of it was my PMQ. Because otherwise I'm going to be in trouble. Went to watch the video of your husband's ship, showed the ship to my husband, who is a retired Navy cook, and and something. Then I started reading the transcript. Are you talking about the video about the hole in the ship or there was a video about that? Or are you talking about the video about the company he works for?
Good thing you didn't end up with us. Talk about you, Cat.
Yeah. We'll go back tomorrow to listen while I sew these blocks. Went to watch the video of your husband's ship. Showed the ship to my husband, who is a retired Navy cook and baker. Then I started reading the transcript. I'll bet Kim would replace your missing PMQ pieces if they got blown out the window. She would. I just don't know if I have any missing yet. The company ship. So, how many of y'all know what happened to my husband's ship back in January? Because I could tell you about that, because we were going to talk about it when we did our live together, and I forgot all about it because I got distracted by talking about our wedding. Some knew about it because of Facebook, because I had told them on Facebook about it. But I don't know if any of those have started following me as a channel creator have heard about it. Okay, so in January, I get a phone call from my husband, and he says, are you sitting down? And I said, no, why? He says, you need to sit down. So I'm like, that tone of voice told me something wasn't right. I said, okay. So I sat down, and he says, our ship got crashed into today by another big ship. And I sat there, I'm like, what did you just say? So there, how many of you were fishing in that area together?
4.
There were 4 big ships. And now Nikolai works on a 75-meter long factory shrimp trawler. That's what he works on. And the one that hit you was a same thing, right?
I think it was.
Or was it a fishing?
Yeah.
So the one that hit him was a fishing. So they were running.
They were sailing away.
Yeah, but before what had happened was they were originally sailing, or they were dragging their gears parallel to each other, meaning they're going the same direction side by side, kind of, but they're far apart. And the ship that hit them had pulled their gear out of the water, and his ship had been turned, or was turning, and the skipper of Nikolai's ship called him on the radio and said, hey man, you're getting a little close. Oh, I'm about to turn it around. And 30 minutes before what happened, Nikolai's ship had a shift change. So Nikolai was just starting his shift, and he was down on the deck where the gear runs in and out of the ship. And there was the ones that had just been relieved were up on the in the galley eating and stuff. And so Nikolai told me that when he was down there, he felt the ship shudder. And he's thinking, what was that? But then it shuddered again, and he knew something was wrong. So this is what happened. The dude that was talking to Nikolai's skipper was on the bridge, set the computer to turn his ship to go the other direction, walked off the bridge to go take a part down to the deck. So there was nobody on the bridge of that ship. The ship didn't make the turn. Instead, it turned straight into Nikolai's ship and put a huge hole in the middle of the ship. Well,
Go.
I mean, it did puncture under the water. It was above the water, but it put a hole in 3 of the decks. And fortunately, because it was on the side where all the cabins and stuff were at, nobody got hurt because most everybody was either in the galley or on their way to their rack, and everybody else was in their stations where they were supposed to be working. And so this happened in January, and all because somebody walked off the bridge of their own ship. Now, how many of you have ever heard of a big ship crashing into another one? Crazy, huh?
I can tell them what happened in July.
You can tell. You want to tell them,
Hold
or you want me to tell them?
I can tell.
So, the same ship, after, because Nikolai's ship got wrecked, they had to go into port to get it fixed because it was too dangerous to stay at sea. And it was too dangerous to try to sail it to Denmark because, the Atlantic Ocean is not the nicest place to be if you have a hole in the side of your ship. So they took it to Nuuk to be worked on, and the damage to the other ship was in the front of the ship. So basically, their ship T-boned my husband's ship. Ouch. And so that ship that hit them was sent to Denmark eventually later. And while they were in Denmark, Customs right? Yep. Customs decided to board their ship, not my husband's ship, but this other ship. And they found 4 kilos of hash on board. Because I guess they took dogs on to check things out. And then when the ship left to go to Faroe, because nobody owned up to who it belonged to, that ship sailed to Faroe Islands to pick up some stuff. And while they were in Faroe Islands, Customs boarded them again and found 5 more kilos of hash on that same ship. Then, to make matters worse, you guys, when it left Faroe Islands to sail back to Greenland, it came through this place called French Christian Sound, and it crashed into an iceberg that was 2 times the size of that ship. This same ship with the same crew.
Like, and when they go back to Faroe Island, they found one point nearly 2 kilos more.
They found some more way after that too?
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't know about that part. Somebody was really determined to get hash to Greenland, huh? Yeah. Tangles S says, and that guy is going to be known for that forever.
Yep.
She says Halifax Harbor with a munitions boat in 1917, almost
I know about
almost
that.
1,800 killed on land. Oh wow.
I know about that World War I incident.
And she said that ship company will be known for that forever.
That's World War I.
Yeah, because I don't see how you make a mistake of running into another ship. They have all the most updated stuff. There's you just don't do that kind of crap. Somebody made a comment to me about that. Well, you're a wife of a sailor and stuff can happen. I'm like, yeah, stuff can happen, like, oh, my husband gets caught in a gear, or one of the sailors gets pulled into the water because of a gear because he was standing where he didn't supposed to be, or any kind of thing that relates to gear. But who in the world would think another ship would crash into your husband's ship? Hash is, how do I I know, but it's made from marijuana, but I don't know exactly how to explain what it is.
Hashish. Just said hashish.
Do you know what hashish is? It's made from marijuana, but it's done a certain way, and it's very addictive from what I've heard. And it's very, I don't know. You might want to Google it because I don't know that I could just explain exactly what it is. But anyway, I don't know if they got rid of the whole crew or what's been done about that. I know if I was part of the crew and my bosses were doing that kind of thing, I'd want to get off that ship ASAP and not even be known to be working on it. But anyway, it's illegal drugs, Glenda. You rarely ever hear about hash in the United States because there's other things that people can get their hands on in our country. But in Greenland, it's a bit different.
Lighter than the heroin and the others.
Do they even have meth problems here? I don't think so. Do you?
No.
Yeah, I
But I'm
didn't think
sure
so.
they have been imported probably.
Yeah, because we never hear anything about meth or cocaine or any of that. It's always about hash.
Yep.
That's the problem here. The two biggest problems here in Greenland is hash and alcohol. We don't hear much about anything else. Yeah, it's compressed and something's done to it. It makes it 10 times stronger, apparently.
But you can earn a lot of quick bucks with that.
Yeah, because that stuff's I've never seen it in person, so I don't even know what it looks like. Of course, I've never seen the other drugs either, for that matter. The only one I've ever seen is marijuana, and that's it. Kind of weird. I do like cutting board. I need to cut a couple more blocks. I'm getting closer to getting finished, you guys. It's getting closer and closer. Denise says it was popular in the late 60s and 70s. Oh, okay. Oh, we got some more blocks done, and we have just a few more left to make. I think maybe, let me see here. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 blocks left to make, you guys. And then I'll have all 42 of them done. Hey! I thought that I was getting closer to, and then I discovered the seams I needed to press open. Uh-oh. I hear you on that one, Pat. I'm proud of myself though. I've accomplished quite a bit tonight. Thank you for sticking with me on this. This has really helped me a lot. All right. One, two, and I need one more on this one. Let's do this. Are you trying to get on the sofa, Nora? Come here. It's funny. She can't jump up on when we put the cushion. The couch has like this extension L part on it. It's like the sofa's shaped like an L because part of it extends out on one side. And so to make room for my sewing stuff, we took part of it apart and we put the cushion on top of the other cushion. So now she can't jump on the sofa. I have to help her. This is a fun sewing. I think next time I chain piece the 2 5x5s and 1x5 pieces in one set of 2 5 and 2.5, and then arrange the 3 sets of into blocks. Yep, that's a good idea. I suspect that there isn't as much profit in those drugs, so not worth the trouble for drug dealers. Plus, they're bulkier and harder to move. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll make a little. Those that can deal with that, they sometimes can bring a lot of money, dealers sometimes can earn a lot of money.
For them to want to get into Greenland that badly, though, they must have quite a bit of a business going on here.
Yep.
That's kind of scary, when you think about it. I lived in this town for 12 years, and honestly, I don't know that I've seen any drug use going on. Not that I'm aware of, anyway.
That's because we're not users.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's because people don't use. But now you might find people passed out in the middle of the road all the time. That's happened. We see that all the time, don't we, babe?
What?
drunk people passed out in the
Oh, yeah.
road,
Yeah.
especially the little old ladies that feel so, you want to feel sorry for them, but at the same time, you can't because they got themselves in that mess to start with. We picked up, Nikolai had to pick a little old lady up off the road because she passed out and cracked her head. And we had to call an ambulance to come and get her because she was bleeding so badly. And then my boss has picked up a little old lady from the road because of being so drunk she couldn't stand up and she just fell in the middle of the road. And they're so tiny, their little tiny bodies just can't handle all that drinking. It doesn't happen all the time, but we do see it. I don't think I see it as much now as I used to, though. So I don't know if they're just staying at home now, or maybe they've still, or they're in living facilities one, and they put a, I don't know, a stop to that kind of stuff. Okay, one more here, and I will have all the blocks done, you guys.
We are only 56,000 here in Greenland, Denise.
Yeah. How much of the population are Greenlanders, and how much are transplants like myself? Probably 75% are Greenlanders.
What?
The Greenland, full Greenlanders, Greenlanders mixed with Danish, and then people like me. I'm like 1%. Well, no, make that 5% because you have to count the Thailand's people from Thailand and Philippines. So basically, probably 70%, 75% are actual full Inuits. Then you have
Danes.
the Danish mixed with the Greenlanders. But I'm not, there is some census online that lists them all. But then there's a small percentage of people like me. There's maybe two of us Americans who live in South Greenland. I don't know how many in Nuuk, but there's also people from the Philippines that live here in our town, and also people from Thailand. And there is Thailanders in several other cities here in Greenland, including this town.
Asking you a question.
Are you done? I'm finishing up my last block right now. And I will have all 42 of them done. All right, everybody, I have all 42 blocks done. My suburban city alone has over 92,000 people. Yeah, we're not that big. Okay. What did Denise say? Oh, yeah, I'll see if I can get you a percentage where I can explain it better. I looked at those numbers recently, and I can't remember the exact numbers, but yeah. The Greenlanders are trying to so my boss made a comment the other day, and I don't know if you'll understand, but if Denmark hadn't implanted IUDs and I forget how many women from the age of 12 and up, the population would be more like 67,000 here in Greenland instead of the 56,000. Thank you guys for staying with me on it. Oh, never found that missing piece. So I found one from my scraps, and that works. Hey, whatever works. Perfect. Why does that turn that way? It's not supposed to be turned that way. Okay, so here's what's going to happen now, you guys. I will just figure out I'm probably going to go with 1.5 inch sashing to go between each block. And I'm going to do 6x7. I haven't decided how I want to do in between the horizontal rows. So let me see what you guys think. Do you want one solid sashing going all the way across horizontally? Or would you like to see the little cornerstone colored blocks put in each joint? What do you think about that? Lori says, I've lived in a town since 87, not considered a local, but my son is. He was born in the town. Maybe it got sewn to another piece. Thank you for the visit, everyone. Yeah, thank you so much. I will update you in, stay tuned in the community tab, okay? And I'll tell you how much you're going to need for the sashing. And as far as how much you're going to need to cut. And also, if you don't see it on the community, well, I am going to put it on the community tab, but I'm also going to put a text file inside the Greenland Quilter group so you can download the if you want to print the information. And we'll get all the sashing in. And then, you've never made cornerstones? Are you guys game for cornerstones as part of the sashing? Yes or no? Give me a heart or either a yes. Tell, so if you want it, say yes. If you don't, say no. Totally possible, Denise. See you, Jeanette. Thanks for the chat. Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming and sticking it out with me. I appreciate it. Y'all are very, thank you for being so totally patient. I tell you what I'll do. I'll write instructions for both. And then if you just see, Denise says no. Okay. So I will write directions for both. And Lori says, why not? Okay. So I'll have writing for both of them and you can make a decision on which you want to do. Okay. Cornerstones make a different look. Yes, it does. Linda says yes. Okay, I'll go ahead and make directions for both, and then y'all can make the choice. And I'll get it up this week so you have time to prep for Saturday. I will be doing the live again at the same time on Saturday. Don't forget, I'm doing a Wednesday live with Sean, so come watch us on that. And I'll let you know when I start making pre-recorded videos as well. I have a couple of them in mind that I'm going to make where it's pre-recorded and you can watch it at your leisure. So I'll update you as soon as I can. The other question I wanted to ask you guys before you split, would you guys be interested in receiving an email anytime that I want to give pattern instructions or something? Would that be easier for you guys? Or is doing it on the community tab and in the group, Facebook group enough? Night, Lori. Thank you, everybody. Give them the option and then they can do with or without. Good idea, Pat. Yep, that's what I think I'll do. Good idea. All right. See everybody later and talk to you on the next live. Bye-bye. Okay.
And we're
Denise says sounds good both ways.